Welcome back to the channel, guys. We're back with another video. This time we're talking about a bit of a market update, what's happening with Bitcoin pulling back below $100,000 and the market outlook for the next couple of weeks in the short term, more specifically in today's video. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, hit that subscribe button as well, make sure to smash the bell notification icon, and don't forget to grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below this video, down in the description. Grab it now. And let's talk about what's happening. So we've had Bitcoin pulling back over the past couple of days. We're back at about 98.5 with the price of Bitcoin as we speak here. Again, this video is going to be going live on February 3rd. So we're recording this on February 2nd. And you can see we've had Bitcoin pulling back here over the past few days. Again, in my opinion, a little bit of fear, uncertainty, and doubt happening in the markets with regards to tariffs from the United States coming for Mexico and Canada. And I think what you're seeing is possibly a little bit of uncertainty being priced into the Bitcoin and crypto market, because we're possibly going to see the S&P opening a little bit lower tomorrow morning, Monday, on the back of this news. So I think you're basically seeing markets front running what's going to happen in the S&P and the stock market early on Monday morning. When it does open, I think we'll see this open a little bit lower. Again, let's wait and see what happens. But I think there's a little bit of fear, uncertainty, and doubt with regards to those tariffs, what that might mean, the implications for US businesses, and the implications for Canada and Mexico as well. But I think that's getting priced in for crypto here, and we might see it reflected in the stock market when we open up tomorrow morning. We did actually see a similar thing last week. We had Bitcoin pulling back a little bit with regards to the DeepSeek news. Again, on Sunday, you saw this red candle. Let me zoom in here just so we can see this on the daily a little bit better. We did see a daily candle here with Bitcoin pulling back from 106,000 pretty much all the way down to about 102. And then on Monday, we saw markets opening. We saw that big pullback for Nvidia. We saw the S&P pulling back sharply as well. And you can see Bitcoin actually wicked all the way down to about 97.8. So the market was pricing in what was about to happen with the stock market and Nvidia on the back of that DeepSeek news last week, and the entire crypto market. Well, Bitcoin led the way by pulling back with a little bit of a sell-off and then pulled back pretty hard on Monday, followed by many altcoins bleeding out as well. And I think we're seeing something similar happening here with the tariff news and a little bit of uncertainty for the stock market opening tomorrow morning. Again, by the time you're watching this video, it may well have already opened, but I think that's getting priced in here. It may even cause Bitcoin to drop a little bit lower tomorrow as well. We can see some of the altcoins bleeding out at the moment too. But, I'm anticipating the S&P opening possibly a little bit lower on the back of this news. And I think that's just getting priced in here on Sunday today, with Bitcoin pulling back from levels of 101 down to about 98.4, where we're currently sitting at. So that's what I'm thinking is happening, and that's what's getting priced in. Again, this is a short-term type of move. There is uncertainty about how that's going to play out with Canada and Mexico over the next number of weeks. I'm still quite macro bullish on the entire picture here. And sometimes you just got to zoom out and look at the bigger picture, guys, when you are in a little bit of doubt. If we look at Bitcoin on the weekly chart, it's still looking relatively nice from a consolidation perspective. We obviously had a huge period of consolidation here during the second half of 2024 before the election results in the United States, causing or creating the catalyst for us to move much, much higher, finally breaching above that $100,000 level. But pretty nice consolidation action happening here for the price of Bitcoin over the past number of weeks. And I do think we could continue to move higher throughout the rest of this year. Again, we may have a short-term pullback with everything happening and that uncertainty. But if we look at a couple of these other charts, Bitcoin dominance continuing to move to the upside. Again, if we look at this on the daily, you can see that we did get as high as about 61.5% here back in November of 2024. That trend broke down, and we actually broke down below this trend line that had been intact for more than 2 years, going all the way back to September, October 2022. So Bitcoin dominance had never broken that trend for more than 2 years. We finally broke below that trend line here at the end of November, broke below the 200-day simple moving average. We came back up to retest the trend. We got rejected, but we have kept creeping upwards over the past few weeks, and Bitcoin dominance is now back above 60%. We haven't been above 60% since all the way back at the end of November 2024. So could we be marching towards higher dominance for Bitcoin over the coming weeks? It's possible. I'll be honest, I felt that this was the peak back at the end of November. I could be wrong. Absolutely. We could continue to march a little bit higher before breaking down again. We did see the likes of Ethereum rallying just a couple of days ago and getting or making a move back up to correct a little bit of the ETH BTC chart, but obviously with Bitcoin, making a stronger move or pulling back and then alts pulling back harder, its dominance is increasing once again. This was the move I'm talking about here, only a few days where Ethereum truly outperformed Bitcoin, and now we're moving back downwards once again. But Bitcoin dominance may not have peaked for this cycle yet, guys. We may have a little bit more room to creep up back towards that 61.5% level here, and maybe even going a little bit higher. So let's wait and see what happens. We do have some more time to see all of that play out. But again, a couple of other charts here. If we look at total 3, again, just looking at this chart on a higher time frame, zooming out to the weekly chart, it's not looking too bad overall. We're looking at a consolidation period here after a much bigger leg up in the aftermath of the US election results since end of October, beginning of November. Nice bit of consolidation happening here over the course of the past few weeks, possibly a little bit more chop before a larger move to the upside by the time we get to Q2 or Q3 of this year. Again, we don't know exactly what's going to happen. We have to wait and see. But zooming out to these higher time frames can be helpful, especially when you're getting caught up with the day-to-day, hour-to-hour movement sometimes on these charts. Again, let's take a look at total crypto market cap as well, because we're currently sitting at about 3.25 trillion. Again, looking in on the daily, we can see that we have had, again, lots of sideways price action here over the past few weeks. We did break above that $3 trillion level. We rallied all the way up to about 3.7 trillion before pulling back. This $3 trillion level has held pretty strong for the past number of weeks. I would like to see this level holding if we were to come back down to retest it here with today's daily candle or possibly daily candles in the next couple of days. But again, looking at this on a higher time frame on the weekly view, it is looking like more of a consolidation pattern here, with the total crypto market cap consolidating basically between 3.2 and about $3.7 trillion here over the past number of weeks. Again, maybe a bit more chop before a bigger move to the upside. Again, we have a lot of macro tailwinds in 2025. Institutions adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets. Many of the individual states in the US proposing Bitcoin strategic reserves. And again, very possibly United States at a federal level looking to implement some form of Bitcoin strategic reserve or digital asset reserve. Again, nothing confirmed yet. You've got, a task force that are working on or assessing the viability of actually creating some form of strategic reserve. I do think you're seeing the game theory of that kicking in across the world. You've got other nation states. We saw Czech Republic coming out to say that they're looking to add Bitcoin to their balance sheets. You've got Wuhan, you've got El Salvador, you've got other nations across the globe already adding Bitcoin to their balance sheets. And again, lots of companies adding Bitcoin to their treasuries and continuing to stack from an institutional perspective. Again, the ETFs are roaring success over the past year. I do think we're going to have a little bit more patience needed here before a larger leg to the upside. And I do think this short-term volatility, especially as we move into this new week, could well be from some of the uncertainty around the tariffs that we just mentioned and Bitcoin reflecting or beginning to price in a lower move that we might see with the S&P in the morning when we see this opening up. So that's my take on what's happening right now, guys. I know it can be difficult with all of this chop and consolidation, but the market is designed to shake you out. If you don't have the patience or the grit to be able to withstand this type of volatility, then maybe you shouldn't be in this space. Think about that from a larger perspective. Think about the macro picture and where Bitcoin has the potential to be going if the United States is going to add a strategic reserve, if other countries are starting to add Bitcoin to their balance sheets. I think we're primed for a very interesting year. And yes, there may be a little bit of short-term volatility or chop, but zooming out, remembering the big picture when all of this happens is very important. And again, if you have dry powder, an opportunity to potentially be scooping up some of this dip. You know, Solana is back to $207. Ethereum is sitting just above $3,000. SUI is down at $3.46. You've got the opportunity to possibly be scooping up this dip. Again, this is not financial advice, guys. Do your own research. Check it out for yourself. As always, today's video is sponsored by Femex, the most efficient crypto trading and investment platform. You can buy the dip over on Femex. I'm going to leave a referral link below this video for you to check out yourself. Use it if you want. You don't have to. Yes, there is a kickback, but you don't have to use it. Check out Femex for yourself. Possibly a good buying opportunity. Again, do the research for yourself, guys. Understand what's happening in these markets from a micro and a macro perspective. Short-term volatility can be a buying opportunity if you are macro bullish and have macro bullish sentiment about where the price of Bitcoin can get to in 2025. As always, if you enjoy the content, please make sure to smash that thumbs up button below, guys. If you got any value out of this video, please give it a thumbs up on your way out the door. Smash that subscribe button as well. And don't forget to grab your completely free copy of The Rise of Bitcoin. It's linked below the video in the description. Grab it down below while it's free. It won't be free forever, so grab it now, and we'll catch you in the next one.